Battle Royale has taken the multiplayer gaming arena by storm. You may have heard of Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, and Apex Legends, to name a few from this popular genre, requiring the player to be dropped into a map to collect resources and weapons and remain the last one standing. As the map's boundary shrinks, you can be eliminated by other players or the environment, with each game giving players choices in weapons, armor, and upgrades to outlast the competition. Chances are you've played one of these top-tier games, and while these titles are all fantastic and well-deserving of their popularity, they are not the only options out there. In case you're not a fan of these popular titles, or want to try something new, or maybe have just outgrown a particular player base, today we're going to look at 4 underrated free-to-play Battle Royale games and what sets them apart from this gold standard. Real quick, if you enjoy the video, please stroke that like button and consider subscribing for new gaming videos every Friday. Now let's get to it. First up, we have Ring of Elysium, developed by Aurora Studios. One aspect of Battle Royale games that some players may not like is airdropping into your favorite location on a map just to find that half the other players landed there as well, and now you're stuck in the middle of a chaotic scramble for weapons and a free-for-all shootout within the first 30 seconds of the match, and if you die, it's back to the lobby to wait for another match. Ring of Elysium helps with this issue by allowing players to choose spawn points before the game begins. You also see where your opponents are spawning, so you're able to make sure that you start far away from any hostiles and have time to gear up before an engagement. Or drop yourself right into the thick of a skirmish immediately if that's your thing. Aside from that, Ring of Elysium offers multiple modes of transportation around the map, from cars to gliders, grappling hooks, and BMX bikes. And each player starts with a quick access motorbike to help traverse the terrain, though the noise it generates will likely make you a bit of a target for others. There is a good range of modern firearms and attachments to choose from, as well as various tactical abilities, such as stealth cloaks, recon drones, holographic decoys, mod kits to upgrade or repair vehicles, deployable shields, and med guns for fast healing. Something that sets this game apart a bit is the win condition. After the game starts, a helicopter will deploy that will evacuate winning players, up to 4 of them. So, even if it is unlikely, it is possible for 4 players to win the game by getting to the helicopter first. This also means that you don't technically have to kill another player to win. You just need to avoid them skillfully enough to get yourself to the evacuation site. Aside from that, Ring of Elysium offers beautiful graphics, both first and third-person game modes, the ability to climb and vault over objects, as well as move while in the crouched or prone positions for some stealthier play. All in all, it is a solid alternative to games like PUBG, and definitely worth checking out. Next up, we have Cuisine Royale, developed by Darkflow Software. Your character will be spawned randomly into a map once it is generated, making for a quick start with no selection phase or drop, with the consequence of not being able to choose where you start out. You will then spend your time looting nearby buildings for anything vaguely useful, including pots, pans, and colanders to use as hilarious and loud makeshift armor. You will also come across a wide and ever-expanding range of mostly World War II era firearms, scopes, and melee weapons. I also like how Cuisine Royale incentivizes action with its soul system. Killing other players earns you souls, an in-game currency that is used to purchase traps and rituals or activate powers and abilities your character either starts with innately or has accumulated through collected items. Some of these include the Ritual of Moon Gravity, which reduces gravity for 1 minute, the Slow Time or Beast Form abilities, or the Brown Note Ritual, which converts all toilets to portals for fast travel and quick escapes, just to name a few. And if you're a gambler, there are coins of Aztec gold you can pick up to spend at slot machines that are scattered throughout the maps, in hopes of winning better items, or more gold. Other than that, win conditions are your standard last one standing, and I would say that this is probably the simplest and most basic of the games we tried out, and a great choice if you're new to the Battle Royale genre. Next, we're going to take the battle to the high seas with Maelstrom, a very different take on Battle Royale published by Codemasters. You start by choosing one of 3 races: humans, orcs, or dwarves, each with their own roster of unique battleships. Each of the battleships has its own strengths and weaknesses: speed, hull armor, weapon configurations, ramming capabilities, etc., and can be purchased or upgraded using gold that is won in-game from battles or collected in Maelstrom's single-player PvE mode. And of course, you will need to equip yourself with a crew of surly mates to help in the fight, each of which provides certain bonuses to your ship's abilities. Once in battle, you must take out enemy ships by ramming, firing on them with your cannons, or boarding their ship to attack their crew. Now, the more you use your ships, the more you will be able to upgrade them, which is a cool RPG element that's been added, but it has the unfortunate side effect of putting new players at a disadvantage when going up against seasoned captains who have the most upgraded ships. Something I did love about the game though was the environment. You're not just battling on the open ocean. Players must navigate through islands, cliffs, towns, etc. while being careful not to accidentally collide and damage their hulls. We did notice that the controls are a bit clunky and maneuvering through some of these areas can be tricky and sometimes downright frustrating, but when you get to an open area and are in the heat of battle, the game is pretty exhilarating. One of our favorite elements were the titular Maelstroms, giant whirlpools scattered throughout the map that players can take advantage of to give their ships a burst of speed useful for catching faster ships or escaping a battle that's gone south. Just beware not to sail too close to the center or you'll be sucked down to the bottom of the sea. Speaking of sinking, we should also mention the map boundaries in Maelstrom. As the map shrinks, forcing players closer into confrontation, the outer areas become infested with sea monsters. Krakens and leviathans that will instantly crush and sink your vessel into the dark, briny deep. So best ye stay in the middle, lest ye be hauled down and lost to the drink. Before we get to our final game, I want to give out an honorable mention. The Darwin Project, developed by Scavenger Studios, is another take on the Battle Royale genre with a very interesting spin. The player's ranged weapon is a bow with a limited ammo count, so every shot really matters, and it features a much lower player count with match sizes of no more than 10 people, which makes for quick matches and a pretty steep learning curve. But what really sets this game apart is the concept of the Shadow Director, a role assumed by a single player who has the ability to impose their will on competing players. They can provide gifts, shut off sections of the map, and affect the environment. It's a cool mechanic with a lot of promise, but sadly, Scavenger Studios has announced that they will no longer be developing the game, and the Darwin Project servers could be shut down as early as the end of this year. So if you want to give this game a try, and we recommend that you do, you better be pretty quick. And finally, we have Realm Royale by Hi-Rez Studios, and I have to say, this one might have been our favorite game on the list. With a more fantasy feel than the military-style games we've mentioned earlier, Realm Royale offers 5 classes for players to choose from, each with their own skills, abilities, and special weapon, like the Warrior class that has a passive healing ability, or the Assassin who can teleport short distances. This system provides a great deal of variety and keeps the gameplay dynamic and interesting. Realm Royale also incorporates a crafting system, allowing you to break down items and weapons you find into shards, which can then be used to craft more weapons, or health potions and shield potions at forges placed throughout the map, or can be used to resurrect teammates once they die. Speaking of dying, with my clunky, oblivious playstyle, I excel at getting mucked by other players rather quickly. So I was pretty happy with the second chance system in this game. It works like this. If you lose all of your HP during a game, you are transformed into a battle-worn chicken for 20 seconds of bullet dodging, lest you be eliminated permanently. If you survive the 20 seconds though, you transform back into your character, albeit with minimal health. This is a great little mechanic that adds a bit of forgiveness to the more casual players like yours truly. Realm Royale involves considerable jumping, flying, dashing, and other means of terrain traversal during combat, and similar to Ring of Elysium, you can also summon a mount in the form of a horse for some quick travel. So that's our summary of 4 awesome, underrated, and free Battle Royale games. Of course, we did not cover everything about them in this video, so please go check them out for yourself to see what they really have to offer. A common headache for games like these is an inconsistent player base. So if you're used to playing Fortnite or PUBG and you're looking for a change of scenery, give one of these titles a little love. If we missed your favorite Battle Royale game on our list, tell us about it in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and consider subscribing. We release new videos every Friday and hope to see you back again. Thanks for watching and take care.